it's a camera. Oh, it's my webcam. I gotta get a real camera because this isn't working out and my computer's really loud. Then I have to go in and edit the audio and it makes me sound really weird. And anyway, how are you guys doing today? This is Amber. I'm coming to you guys with two book reviews, but it's the same book series. But the series isn't complete yet. It isn't being finished writing, so being written. So, without ado, I'm giving you guys a book review of The Walking Dead, The Rise of the Governor, and The Road to Woodbury. I felt two completely different things about these books. I'm going to start with The Rise of the Governor. This book is absolutely amazing. I got it for Christmas last year, and I read it like in a few days. I finished it very quickly. It's very fast-paced, the very descriptive book. Like you reading this book, it puts you in the scene. Like I don't know, you feel like you're right there. Obviously, if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, you'll love this. But honestly, this book could stand alone. Yeah, I mean, if you had never heard of The Walking Dead before and you picked up this book, you would still enjoy it just as much. It's obviously I got into it because I was watching the TV show. Spoiler: not spoiler alert, but I've never actually read the comics of The Walking Dead. I need to read them. I'm actually trying to get into them right now, but they're really expensive, so I might look at them online and then. But I actually do want to buy the books. I just money, etc., etc. You know how it is. But anyway, the TV show season 3 is when we get introduced to the governor, and I got really interested in that. So I wanted to see behind the man, see what makes the governor so evil. That's why books like or plays like Wicked are so interesting. Books, novels, plays, whatever, because you want to see what makes someone villainous. How does a person become a villain? So so that's why I got into this book, and this book was so satisfying. It's so good, filled with information that like I said, I haven't read the comics, so I can't compare it. Different from the TV show. The TV show doesn't give you the history of the governor, and I don't think it will. I think the TV show does not do the governor justice at all. I love The Walking Dead. That's a whole different subject. It's obvious that The Walking Dead has a little bit of writing issues. We're in season 4 now, and the writing is picking up. But it doesn't do the show does no justice to the governor. If you love the governor on the show, you need to check out this book. I can't talk about the plot a lot because it would just be filled with spoilers. Because the plot is just the governor, how the governor became who he is, and I can't really talk about that without divulging information. I can tell you that the two Phillip brothers, and then there's Penny, and this is their journey through Atlanta and through Georgia, and people they meet along the way, people die. The Walking Dead, you know. So, The Rise of the Governor, very good book. Then we own the series 2, the second book in the series, which is called the Road to Woodbury. And you think that it would continue to follow the governor, but it doesn't really. It follows Lily. I forgot her last name. Lily. That's the main character's name. I'm trying to find her last name. It doesn't matter. Main character's name is Lily, and she's one of those characters. You ever read a book where you hate the main character, and so you don't hate the book, but you just hate the. That was me. That's my personal thing. Lily is very dependent. She relies on other people to kind of help her survive this world, but she never gives back to anyone else. I kind of think of her as a moocher. She realizes this of herself, which is nice. She knows that she's a moocher, but I can't really give that many spoilers. But she's highly unlikable, and the writing, even though it's the same authors by Robert Kirkman and Jay Bonasinga, sorry I ruined that last name, but it's the same authors. but the writing style seems different. I don't know if one guy wrote this book and the other guy wrote this book. I don't know. The writing seems different. It's very much a transitional book because there's going to be a third part, which I think is called it's right here. It's called The Fall of the Governor. So it's 3-book series. Um, the Fall of the Governor is in 2 parts. I actually saw part 1 at Hastings the other day because it was released in October, which is still October right now. And they had first editions, which are extremely expensive, and they weren't in paperback, so I didn't get it. So I will be reviewing that. But this is a transitional book. Nothing happens in this book. I can tell you this book is 277 pages. 277 pages of nothing. Nothing happens in this book. There's Lily, Road to Woodbury, so she goes to Woodbury with a group of people, and then we get reintroduced to the governor, who is now the governor running Woodbury. This book is primarily before he gets to Woodbury, so then we get reintroduced once he's already in Woodbury, and then nothing happens. We get a little bit of introduction into the people of Woodbury, which is different from the show. The people in the show are from Woodbury are very kind of like Mayberry-ish. I mean, you do get to see I'm not going to ruin anything, but you do get to see that when they get kind of crazy. But the people in the book, the book did do a really good job of showing how people would actually act in that type of situation, because the show, with everybody being all like happy and cheery in Woodbury, that wouldn't actually happen. So this shows how there's like a barter system, and people are acting crazy, and it's not all, even though he's running the town, there's a lot more going on. Then also, what did I talk about? Did I need to talk about anything else? I wrote notes. So yeah, she's very judging of her friend, who I believe is Megan. She's just a horrible character. She's very unliking. She doesn't likable. She doesn't have a backbone. She judges her friend Megan, who is promiscuous and kind of uses sex to get things. That's what I told you. You learned that in the first chapter. But really, Lily kind of does the same thing. She's not giving her body for protection, but she kind of leads people into liking her for protection, and then she kind of doesn't really give anything back. And I'm rambling at this point, but I didn't like the character. Maybe you will. But so we're stuck with this character that's highly unlikable, and nothing is happening. It's a very much so like a build-up book. It's building up, and then at the very end, I can't even talk about the end, but the ending is so disappointing. I wish I could tell you guys about the end, because if I could tell you about the ending, you would agree with me that it was bull crap. It's so, oh my goodness. It's one of the most anticlimactic endings I've ever read in a book ever. And I can't tell you guys. I'll do this. I'll do a spoiler. If you don't want to be spoiled, fast forward like 30 seconds. Fast forward 30 seconds starting now. Okay, so Lily is, after the death of Josh, Lily supposedly gets this backbone where she, like, all of a sudden just feels empowered, and she leads this revolution against the governor, but then they get to a situation where they're like, oh, there's all these zombies, so we have to work together to survive, which would never happen. You just turn and shoot the guy in the head and then survive, because you know he's going to double cross you. And then in the end, they just end up like, oh, well, I guess we're back in Woodbury because the Woodbury needs a governor, and that's how it needs to be. All right, end spoiler. That's so stupid. That's like the dumbest, like, I had to fit it into 30 seconds, but that was totally, absolutely ridiculous, and real people don't act like that. I like reading books. I know it's post-apocalyptic. I know it's fiction, but I would prefer to read a book where people act like people, and that behavior does not make any sense. But that's just me. So I know I ranted a lot about this transition book. I'm not even going to say its title. This is a transition book full of nothing. I honestly think that if you go from this book to the third book, you wouldn't miss anything, to be honest. I haven't even read the third book, but I'm pretty sure you can just go ahead and go from this book to the third book, because there's nothing here. But this is an amazing book. So if you want to know about the governor, like I said, this is better than a TV show. You will get so much information on the governor. It will keep you on the edge of your seat. You can finish it in 2 days. This is one of the worst books I've ever read. So it's weird that this is in the same series, but oh well. All right, well, thank you. Hope I didn't offend anyone. Let me know if you guys have read this book, or if you've read the comics or watched the show, and which one is your favorite: comics, novels, or the TV show. All right, thanks.